very quickly go and get the link from YouTube, and I'll see how this works. Really sorry how this has panned out, guys. Unfortunately, it seems to have YouTube. Seems to be an issue with my PC trying to speak with Twitch using OBS. I think OBS is just too it's too system hungry for my PC. My PC's not the best. It runs the game, but it's just not the best. Again, deepest apologies, but I'm trying to make sure we've got something going. Right, so we've got our live. Hopefully it's coming through now. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Copy, so if I just make sure. So here. Come on. So, copy. Paste. Come on. Had to move. Right, so I think I'll just make sure. It's not the best, it's not the silkiest, it genuinely isn't as good as the setup that we do have with the other guys. They just seem to have a far better system than myself. And again, I'm trying to make sure things keep broadcasting. So you've got me again just for a little bit more time. Just make sure. I'll keep this going to you now. And hopefully someone will come into comms later on and they know that they can oh, that doesn't look good. PC seems to be okay running that, and what you've just seen there was Woody losing control, unfortunately. I think what's happened there is he's lost control, whacked the wall, and he's most likely going to need to now pit in. Let's see what he's going to do. Yeah, I think that car's beaten. Okay, he's going to pit. I wonder if it's now time to transition over and get Ian back in the car, or if Woody's just going to do the pit, get back out again. It's just one of these things. So let's get back to where we were earlier on. We've lost maybe around about 10 or 12 laps worth of footage, guys. So if you're in and you're watching, give us a wee comment on the chat at the side. Right now, I've posted a link up where everyone would have been clicking to watch the other stream. So I've got 2 watching now. Excellent. If we can get some more of you guys in and then just get the comments coming again, that way we can see how everything is, see if you are happy with it. JR, voice is a bit choppy. Apologies on that. Is it okay now? I'm just using YouTube instead of Twitch, guys. Stream looks better though. Yeah, the stream, it will be. YouTube itself isn't as hungry on my PC for some reason, because I'm using my graphics card streaming capabilities rather than that's so direct from the graphics card rather than using OBS. So I'm probably going to have to look at something different. Let's see if we can get everybody made aware what's going on here. We're just sitting on the race leader at the moment, just so that I can get away. Comms. I just need to say to Katie that's not worked. Tried all those variations. Seems better now, thanks. I think there was just something, I don't know what's happened. So, having a bit of a disaster trying to get this streamed tonight. I'm really sorry, guys. So we've got second place, Shaba. He doesn't seem to be gaining any ground at all on Marchie, who's running away with this. There is 4 hours 34 minutes remaining. I'll keep going and I'll keep you entertained as much as I possibly can. Had a little bit of a mishap there. It took me around about 25 to about 30 minutes, give or take, to try and get things just where we need to be. As long as we're streaming, as long as we've got something happening, then happy days. Yeah. And just going to get a message to Keddy just now, just to keep him in the loopy loop. Way less viewers, and I think it's because a lot of people are still waiting for it to pop up on Twitch, so it could be worth a little bit of a put it in the one-off chats. Thank you very much, Smiley. He's posted saying that this is where the stream's going to be. Right, cool. So, yes, if you've got any questions, guys, get them in the feeds at the sides, and we can certainly kind of hash that out, talk about what you're asking. If you've got anything at all that's on your mind, we can certainly take it. We can certainly keep you in the loop, keep you informed. I know I'm not necessarily I can't get anything. I can't get it back on Twitch, so we're just going to need to watch it from here. So we'll see if we've got 4 watching just now. I don't think everyone's realised. That's fine. So we'll keep going. The top 3, Marchi, Shaba and Martins, still holding fast, and then we've got our 4th place, kind of like running not too far back, about maybe just over a full sector behind 3rd place. So the top 4/5 are spread out quite well. Keddy's back in the car, so I presume I've tagged the right person. You have. Hopefully you have. Keddy, their team, running in the Porsche, they've managed to get back up into 5th place, which is actually very good indeed. Again, I'll just get on here. So let's just go through where everyone's standing at the moment. So we went through the top 5. Volkov in 6th place. He himself at the halfway mark, so we've just made it to the halfway point, and we still have 39 runners, which is fantastic. We've only still had the 2 technicalities that I've seen 2 teams dropping out. We've got Wise currently in 7th place, and then we have the only Lamborghini on track, Casciaro. We've got Alaman and Zach Dahl rounding off 9 and 10. Then kind of get into sort of the mid-pack area now, so we've got Crofts, who's in 11th place. We then have Ingal in 12th, running that beautiful Iron Brew livery on what looks like a very, very clean and undamaged Aston Martin. We've got Mr. Young in 13th place, one of the many Porsches on track. We have Swielsen in 14th place, and Aston Martin number 45. Some really, really nice colours on there. Albash in one of the many Porsches, my favourite livery of tonight. Hosso, he's currently in an Aston Martin as well, running the 801 Grey in 16th place. Maggiani in 17th place, running the Aston Martin number 75. Number 18 is, so 18th place is Duffner, who's the other Eclipse team. We've got Goltsev, who's in 19th place. He's running in the Aston Martin, that kind of yellow and black, almost kind of like wasp-like 250 car. 19th place. We've got P. Ferrari in 20th, running a Honda, and he's got Tom's Racing on the door, number 51 plastered right next to it. That's a bit of a, I don't know what's going on there. But 21st place we have got Cyprus, again in a Honda. I wonder what his livery is, he's not uploaded it into our database. We've got Van der Strauss in 22nd place, with a nice wee, what looks like cat stroke dolphin on the door. That's a bit of a strange one. At this stage in the race, it also looks like the headlights need to come on and the sun's going down. We've got Lovrink in 23rd place, running one of the very few, if not, yeah, so there's only 2 Ferraris on track. Some really nice artwork on the side of the car there. They're running 23rd place. We have 24th place being occupied by Washer in the 203 Porsche. P-Den in 25th place. They've actually had a bit of a mishap, I think, right at the start, and still holding fast. We've got Jan Barth in 26th place, just behind both P-Den and Barth. Probably, I would say, similar pace. In 28th place we have Abby in the car 144. We've just seen his teammate earlier on up in 7th place. So they are, well, when I say teammate, they're running the same livery. So not teammates, this isn't a teammates. This is an endurance with team members, not 2 separate teams on track, if that makes sense. Running 28th, we've got Herrera in 29th, and one of the very few Beamers that are on track. It's got some really nice kind of zombified purple and green kind of colour scheme there, with electricity coming off the bonnet and the side of the doors. Looks really good. We've got Aronov in 30th place. I'd love to see what his livery looks like, but again is one of the drivers that one of the teams that have not uploaded their livery. We then have Corving, who's had a bit of a disaster. They tend to be quite quick, quite rapid and quite consistent. They're running in 31st place with 404 stamped on the side of the door, and it looks like they've got a hub lot on the bonnet, an NV2 with a beautiful bird logo on the side. 32nd place we've got Clement and one of the other Beamers. Now I like this colour scheme here with the gold, black and the blue flashes, and the beautiful little kind of red lines and trims around the sides and front, back and all sorts. They're running 180 on the side of the car in 32nd place. And then my teammate Woody had a little bit of a mishap earlier on, but at this exact part on track, so he's managed to take barbecue quite well. But we are now running in 33rd place, considering where we were earlier on at the start of the race. Things happen, things change. We're now running comfortably in 33rd. We then have Arya, 34th, who looks like they've just gone in for a driver swap. Doesn't look like there's any damage on the car. They're now losing a place to Home, who's now took 34th place. Lobato and another Honda with the same kind of livery as Clement. So they must know each other. They came from maybe the same racing community. Yes, it is. It's the Italian job, guys. I'm currently running in 36th place. We've got James now in the Mercedes. So he's doing his stints for Derek and Sauter's team. So James is currently running in 37th place. Rounding off the last two, we've got S. Franks and the only other Ferrari on track, and with Jaja right at the back. And every time I look at this car, he seems to have bonnet damage, so I think he's maybe going to dive into the pits and make that repair again. Like I says, guys, Kyalami is an extremely unforgiving track. It doesn't show you any remorse. It will just kick you out, spit you out dry. But I think we're going to have to see a little bit of repair done on the Beamer, get that back on track and see where it stands. But they're currently running in last, 10 laps behind the leader. So that's a round off of the entire 39 car grid. The track temperatures has dropped quite dramatically from 34 from earlier on down to 25, so that's a 9-degree decrease. So that's going to play havoc on the tyres and pit strategies, etc. With the air temperature coming down ever so slightly as well. I think it was up at 26, but it's now at 24. When we transcend into the darkness, which it looks like it's perhaps going to do over the course of the next half an hour to 45 minutes, we might see some, I don't know, there could be some guys that are maybe not used to the kind of like driving in the dark, but you do get that small transition in between where your lights don't work and it's just that kind of dusky and things kind of start getting a little bit more difficult on track. So, with the round off done, what we'll do now is we'll concentrate on anyone that's kind of like close driving. So if we head over to Gabato, one of the Italian job lads, car 182. It's just coming round to the hairpin and entering into sector 3, and this is where obviously the track itself is probably at its most technical. Fast, down into the left hand side, hugging that apex as best you can, and then you've got to get your braking right for the next sector because you do have a big massive runoff area, but you don't need to use all that. You actually want to get that corner quite tight, and it leads into the corner of death, Cheetah, which the front right hand tyre just touched the curb there, but he still managed to hold it okay. As you can see at the front of his car there, they had LFM just at the front, so LFM, they're obviously well known. They're maybe getting a wee mention on his car, and then that beautiful little moustache just above the Honda logo on the car itself. And NVIDIA Obviously, if you're wanting to know more about us ourselves, like Formula Racing League, everything that you need to know is always going to be at our formularacingligue.co.uk. That's our website. The website gives you everything you need to know about how the league's set up, who you need to go to and who to contact for what particular platform. We also have on there our affiliates and our sponsors and anything else that you need to know. We've got our Will Friedman, I'll give him a wee mention just now. He is the man behind the genius that is the website itself. He's got running alongside a lot of the leagues on the PlayStation side a Glide app, so an app that's directly linked on the website that pretty much helps you keep track of your standings, and team standings and tracks, and calendars, and where we've raced, and where we're going to race, and just everything. And then also where you can get merchandise from as well. We have an affiliation with Garage 44, details on the website and details on what you can actually get from their sort of chain regarding merchandise, kind of clothing and whatnot. I think the most favourable and most recent addition is the FRL range of t-shirts that you can get. Just pop on there, have a wee look and go from there. We're now down to 2 people watching, so I don't think anyone at all is aware that the stream is now not going through Twitch, it's actually through a different link altogether. So yeah, if you're watching, guys, give me a wee comment in the bar and the chat at the side. Ask any questions. With the JR coming in, just give me a little bit of feedback on the voice and whatnot, how the stream's looking far better, but that's, we're having some technical issues and some I just couldn't get the stream itself to work off of OBS because my PC it's probably ran out of coal, So I need to go and see if I can get to the coal bunker and throw some more coal in and get the fires lit. But if we look here, we have Zach Dahl out on track now. He's currently running in 10th place. It's good to see him on track. He is what we call one of our elitist drivers. Doesn't matter what he does, doesn't matter what car he goes in, he does turn anything into gold whenever he goes anywhere near it. 10th place is a big ask to see if he can get anywhere close to Keddy, who, again, there's nothing much else you can say about Keddy other than the fact that what I've just said about Zach Dahl, that's maybe fivefold. Keddy's sort of the meat and guts behind, alongside James, he's the meat and guts behind the whole PC setup. There's a lot of guys and a lot of admins that do help as well. Everything is pretty much runs like clockwork on the PC and PlayStation side. We've got an absolutely fantastic admin team, and when it comes to big events like this, everyone pulls together, all hands to the pump. We've got stewarding set in place. I think if there's been no instance that have kind of showed up recently, which it could be that everyone's went in, done their driver swaps and cleared anything, but in endurance races this is what happens. Over a long enough timeline you do get people bumping and door bangs, and then our stewarding team gets a wee look at it and they review things, and then these penalties are applied live during the race. When anything goes wrong, we do have our post-race ticketing system, which usually does work quite well as well. So if we just go back to our race leader at the moment, Marchie, and the pit talk, almost looks like Kit Kat pit talk Audi. They've just been so consistent. And then we've got Schaber and Martins. I wonder if there's anything. So they were about half a second behind each other at one point, but it's now the gap's raised to 14 seconds. Now I wonder if that's maybe been just a mishap, something we missed when we were trying to get everything all back and up and running again. So we were down, and again I'll apologise for that, for about maybe 20-25 minutes earlier on, so we missed a small portion of our race. We're now just beyond the halfway mark, so we're coming up on the hour 5 mark, and it's good to see that out of 41 teams we still have 39 of them on track running. And if you've just joined us, say hi, thanks for coming in, give us a wee comment on the chat at the side. I don't think it's as popular on YouTube as it is on Twitch. Twitch seems to be like alive, but I just don't have my Twitch linked to. I wonder if I could link the Twitch to the streaming facility that I'm using, to be fair. That would be a really good idea. That's probably going to take for James himself to help me with that, and with him being in a car that says chase me on the back, excellent, then we're just going to have to go with what we've got here, guys. Three viewers is better. 4 viewers, 4 watching is better than nothing. If you, I just wonder if we could maybe get the channel the link punted out into the Discord. Who's out on track just now? So Keddy's still out there in 5th. With Volkov keeping him on his toes. So if Keddy makes a mistake, he's literally got Volkov 3 seconds behind him. So we can see Keddy in his sights but Keddy is quite masterful when it comes to the car. Keddy actually helped a few of us regarding the setup on the Porsche. He's kind of like that. He's very helpful in that sense. So it came to a bit of practice. We have a Porsche earlier on the week, and he came through, gave us a wee bit of a setup tip. It seems to have got our car planted. We've only lost control a couple of times with the FRL 4-baller, but it's all thanks to Keddy, who came and saved the day and helped us out with that. Volkov looks like he's slightly closing that gap on Keddy. I'm sure Keddy will be skillful enough to keep him in tow, keep him behind, make sure he doesn't get anything in the way of kind of getting his nose up the side and making that move on him. But he's only human. But I have seen Keddy do kind of wonderful things in the cars. Well, let's just go and have a wee look and see where our only Lamborghini on the track is. So, still trying his hardest to make headway into that kind of like top 7, but I think for another 4 hours and 10 minutes to go, Wise is going to need to, and they're perhaps on the same pit strategy, to be fair. There's not much in it, they're just behind each other. Kyalami in 9th. See, it looks like who's in the pits now? Aronov, he's now just coming out, or is he just going in? I think that he's just coming out. That was a driver swap. So we now have a new fresh meat out on track, in the name of Zinevive, in the 123 Honda. That's a nice clean exit from the pits. And he gets himself out on track, and it won't take him long. Especially in these temperatures, we're still holding 25 degrees on track, so that'll get the tyres kind of rubbered in very quickly indeed. We've got 10 minutes to go before we have completed our 5th hour of 9, and it's descending into darkness ever so slowly. It does, by the looks of it, get kind of dark. So our race started at 2 o'clock and it's coming in. Oh, we have a car that's just lost control there. That looks like, was it Corvin that just lost control? No, it doesn't. Oh, there's we go, we've got a live penalty that's just actually taken effect. So Curtin, he's currently driving the 935 Porsche. He's been involved in something that's had a 15 seconds penalty as the outcome. I wonder what's happened there. That could be something that we could look back on later on at the end of the race. But we're starting to see some fresh names kind of like showing up on track now, and we're going to see a few positions kind of like swapping about and chopping and changing. We've got Vice, he's now out on track. They seem to have held that 7th place quite well in the Aston Martin. Another new name on track, we're looking at, so Goltsev, yes. So dropped a few spots. Riddick, he's been, I think this will be his 2nd stint in the car. Frizza. And one of the 2 Ferraris that are out on track just now. So Frizza, I don't know if they've lost any places. It is fairly tight at this section just now, so between 21st and 25th they're on the same lap. So you'll see these guys here between Washer, Den, Collenberg, he's just himself he's just come out the pits quite recently. So these guys, you'll see them switching and changing position. You've then got Curtin up to Ferreira. You'll see them guys switching about, so you can keep an eye on them on the Delta. And then we start getting into the kind of latter part of the kind of track. We are currently sitting in limbo, so we're between 3 laps back and 5 laps back. So if we just need to make sure we're consistent, we need to make sure that we just keep it going and keep pushing. People will make mistakes. We won't. We are FRL 4-baller. In saying that, we've had a couple, but here we go. Curtin's actually had a 30-second penalty applied, so I wonder if that's been off of one incident or 2 separate incidents really close back to back. James is still fighting fit. I wonder if they're ever going to recover from that disconnection or the mishap that they had right at the start. Not necessarily, but we have at FRL, especially in the admin side of things, a very, very good mindset that we don't actually quit. We never will quit. We just keep on going. There's nothing better being out on track, racing against other cars on track, regardless whether it's the back or the front. But at the front's a little bit more interesting. You tend to find that the guys at the front are extremely difficult to keep off your back end. There we go, I've got a nice move there. That's obviously I'm going to have a go at this game. Sismanye, he's managed to keep that Honda in 4th place, so Keddy won't be too far behind. He's not. And then Volkov has closed that gap on Keddy. He's taken a 6-second gap and made it 1.6. So this could be very interesting indeed. It's all in the same lap. The Honda number 80, the Porsche number 5, and the Aston Martin number 149. 3 completely different cars, set up completely different. And you may find that we're going to have a little bit of an interesting battle that'll commence quite soon. So they're kind of starting to compress, get that little bit closer to each other. And I think with the impending up and coming traffic as well, and you might find that this gap is going to close down, and you might find we're going to have some really, really nice 3-way battling coming up very soon indeed. So that's something to look out for. Volkov, Keddy, there we are on the same stretch of track. It's definitely worth a watch. We've got the Aston Martin of Vice in 7th place still. Just after Barbecue, coming up to the start of sector 3. So we can round the hairpin. If we can get that car to stick, and then you can just get the hammer down and push through, and just keep consistently pushing those laps. But here we go, this is what we've been waiting for. So this gap has now closed immensely. Go and have a look and see how Volkov sees this unfolding. He's made a little bit of a brash move there, but that was good reactions. And now he'll have his sights set on Keddy. who has made the pass on the back corner as well. Come up to the corner of death, cheetah. If you don't catch that right, you're in trouble. The braking point here must be spot on so you can get that good exit. I personally short shift coming out of that corner. It's just because I don't know how to set up a car. So I short shift so that I get a little bit more stability, whereas Volkov has just completely floored it, come out of that corner in first gear. And now he's made that pass to see if he can now close this gap on Keddy. Keddy himself, you can see the car number 80 just in his sights, just ahead. Went at fast right hander just after barbecue. And he's making that Porsche stick. He's been out in the car now for the best part of probably just short an hour. So maybe his tyres aren't holding very well. Foot down, planted. Yeah. Really good setup that he's got for the Porsche. It's really, really nice and very comfortable to drive. He's closed that gap on 4th place really well. It's now down to just under 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Deepest apologies. Another Honda and just coming out of the pits. So we've got 5 Hondas on track. Right, okay. So it's not the biggest car of choice for this endurance event. But we'll get outside the cars now and we'll start to see those beautiful lights and those beautiful exhausts with their glows. Yeah. And it's not long now until I get back in the car myself. I'm going to be taking our team in the final 2 hours. So I wonder if we've got Ian back in the car yet. We've got Woodward who's still out on track. He's just coming round to the final corner. Just keeping it consistent. So we are going to hear from Woody himself. So Woody's going to come in when he's finished his stint. He'll get himself a wee bit of composure after his 2 hour stint, and then he's going to come in and we'll kind of see how we go with the comms for that last couple of hours. But hopefully we then hand over to Chromatics. But we will. Oh, that is another mishap from Woody on the what looks like the exit of barbecue. He just can't seem to get that car held well there. That's every time I look at him, he's hitting the wall there. So sorry to have you on stream, Woody. That just seemed to happen. The comms curse, as they call it. Curtin himself, he's got a 30 seconds penalty to adhere to when he nicks pits, so you're going to see Cooper and Barth probably taking that place from him unless they have any mishaps. So that's going to be quite a kind of something to keep an eye on. But let's go back and see how Volkov, Keddy and Shimani are getting on. There's James in the background there just moving out the road of Volkov. That was very nice of him. Is it James? It is indeed. James is still in the car, still in the Merc. I don't think there's only one Merc on track, yeah? So again, it's not been a popular car of choice, but I know James does like his Merc, and I think he managed to talk Dale and Sauter into driving it because they were originally signed up to take part in the race in a GT4 Merc. And when the GT4 was pulled, they decided to descend into the GT3 version. So that's Woody, who is trundling along. He's getting out the road of everyone. It's very, very nice of him. His car's obviously completely and utterly beat. But he's now went into the pits. Indicators on. It doesn't look good. It's not a very healthy look for a Porsche for its bonnet to be open like that. So we'll see how it goes. Oh. So Volkov has managed to gain. So Keddy's now pitted. What Keddy's now going to do is driver swap. So we're maybe going to see the Plato coming back out on track. The pit strategy for Volkov is obviously slightly ahead of the game there. So yes, we've got DiPolito that's now out on track. So we may hear from Keddy now that he's out of the car and he sees how things have unfolded. But maybe a solution to maybe get us back on the Formula Racing League TV on Twitch. But I think it's James is the only one that can sort that, to be fair. But we'll soon find out. But in the pits as well, we've got Ingal. Ingal's got that beautiful Iron Brow livery. They'll be driver swapping, I would imagine. It doesn't look like it's got any damage anywhere, so they'll just be doing their 30-second stop, getting some fuel, getting some tyres, getting a nice new driver in the car. And I don't think, like I mentioned earlier on, we have anyone that's doing the entire race themselves. But it looks like Ingal is just not driver swapping, but he's just stopping. Oh no, he has. They've driver swapped. Norscan is now in the car, and I can just picture the other drivers just sitting, hands dropped, exhausted, because being out on track with 39 other cars, it can be very, very labouring, let's just say. The brew get you through. Very good. So I'm just going to close my Discord down because I'm going to start getting notifications. Come on. Yeah, so we've now got 6 people watching. Thank you for coming in. We've basically frog, hop, skipped and jumped from Twitch onto here. I was having a little bit of an issue, so the new person that's come in, I was having a little bit of an issue trying to stream on OBS. So what I've had to do is just jump on here just to keep things going, so that we've got some bums on seats and people in. And I just wish you would use the chat at the side, give me your comments, let me know if there's any questions you want answered. But it's good to see that we're getting more people in. I'm dying to see how this unfolds. Having to put in a 30-second penalty to be applied as well. But DiPolito, I think we're going to see Volkov pitting very soon. It's gonna, I wonder if their stint timer is now up, how their pit strategy is actually unfolding, to be fair. Right, Right, so it looks like Neil's now out the car, and we have Ian back in the car. Yes. Oh, what's happened here? Ian is in the car. Oh, I'm sure we're going to have Woody coming in and tell me what's happened. Ian should, maybe they got the transition wrong there. Swapping drivers. Settings for comms as your PC main up. Yeah. But yeah, I think if we had decided to go in the black Porsche, we would have disappeared into the night. So now that we're in the white Porsche, the only thing you would, if we were black Porsche, all you would see is the glow at the front, the lights, and the glow of the exhaust at the back, which is my favourite part of the Porsche in the night time. So we've got another couple of drivers in the pits as well. We've got Bagiani, he's definitely driver swapping. And this is a new fresh meat out, Crozier. I wonder what's sort of happened there, if again they've maybe got things wrong. James has managed to make up a place, so they've went from 38th to 37th. That's good news. Sasang, they've maybe got a little bit of an issue, or they had damage to repair, because I can't remember James, Derek and sort of being that close to 37th. I thought they were a couple of laps behind, but okay. This is where you also get to see some really good battles and sparks flying, and I think everything just adds another element of technicality when it comes to you racing in the dark. So James yielding again to another front runner. It's very good at that. It's very good at that indeed. Moving off the racing line on the straights. But if we go back to how things are unfolding for Dippolito, and it looks like yes, we have had a position drop. So the Honda car number 80, something's happened. They've actually fell back from behind Dippolito. So it must be, it could have been like a little bit of a mishap or something that happened. But they're now going to battle things out. Went to the end car. Let's see, he's a bit too far back just now. That's the thing, when the race gets to this stage, things are very stretched. But we do have Kellen Riddick there battling for position as well. So my favourite livery is currently holding a strong kind of 16th position, but Riddick's all over him in the Aston Martin. Sorry for the coughing there, guys. The more people we get in, and the more comments that we can get, the better, guys. So if you've got any comments to make or anything at all, then do so. Get a wee chat at the side. I think what you'll find now is you might start seeing the grid changing a little bit. The dark doesn't favour a lot. Then we've got a drive-through for Crozier. That's obviously speeding. Sorry, that's out. That's track limits. Apologies. You speed in the pits, it's a stop and go. For a drive-through, it's track limits. So he's obviously pushing as hard as he possibly can. But this drive-through may or may not affect. Where have we got? this is going to be tight. So we've actually got Ferreira just coming round the last corner. That's Curtin, he's in, he's Crozier, sorry, he's in, he's out. Washer in the pits. I seem to jump about there, I've actually got lost who I was looking for there. Crozier managed to get his drive-through done and dusted without losing a place. It was Ferreira, yeah, sorry. So Crozier, he's managed to close that gap quite nicely, so we'll see how that unfolds over the next coming laps as well. I'm still very interested to see what's happening up here. We've just had Valazzi doing the fastest lap time. If we go and have a look at that. Race. Doesn't tell you the fastest lap time, it really just gives you that. Okay. Good if it shows the actual fastest lap. I know our ACC TV has got all that information on there for you, but I don't have access to that, guys. I've just got the simple overlays here for the end game, so bear with me. I'm keeping it going. I'm just wanting to make sure that we've got a stream up and running. Again, apologies, we dropped out for about 25 minutes earlier on. Just something I'll work on to make sure it doesn't happen again. Keddy himself has sent me a few hints and tips on how to set things up so that I can just keep it going. But Valazzi has managed to get front spot back again with Shaba in the pits. Volkov, I don't think he's going to catch Shaba. Shaba, it looks like he's maybe got a slight bit of damage there, right enough. Bit of damage to be repaired, but that's somehow just dropped. There we go. So Volkov is now in to do a pit as well, so that's not going to affect anything whatsoever, and I think you'll find that that second spot has been secured once again. So different pit strategies amongst the top 5. With Dipolito, he's been out for about maybe 5 or 6 laps so far since Keddy did switch cars, did switch drivers with him. So I think the top 5 you're probably going to see will finish the way it is. However, 3 hours and 44 minutes is a long time for something to happen. And it's FRL, it's endurance. We're only human. I know we say some guys are aliens, but we're only human. Things may happen. It could go sideways for someone. But we've got Geschwantner. I'm guessing, hopefully I've not butchered that. Geschwantner is a new fresh meat out on track. Car 33 Porsche mid-track, 18th place. In that other Eclipse grip Porsche. So it looks like we've actually got a second Porsche just in front of him, another Eclipse Porsche as well. So we've got Frizza and the one of 2 Ferraris with the kind of the Japanese sun livery at the back here, running in 21st place. I wonder how James is getting on. He's still fighting fit at the back. Zach Dahl, he is now up into, I think he was 10th earlier on, he's now in 8th place. That's really good battling actually from Zach Dahl. The good thing about Zach Dahl is he's extremely quick and consistently does it. So it's a good mix, especially when you're on track and you're in a Porsche. That's capable of doing 180 plus miles, 175 miles per hour plus. when you've got a long enough straight. Paul Ricard's good for that. Bathurst is good for that, going downhill. So anywhere where you've got like that kind of long runoff, and with Bathurst it's downhill, your car does obviously accelerate quicker. So it kind of adds to the element. If you've got AMR Vantage coming in, come on, man, good luck. Thank you very much, Vantage. We're just making sure that you guys have got something to watch to make sure that you can see what's happening in the endurance. It's already been running for just over 5 hours and 20 minutes. I've just come up to the 5 hour 20 minute mark. So as long as we've got something going so that you punters can actually see what's going on. We were up to about 30 odd viewers on the Twitch channel. We're only at 6 viewers here, so I don't know what's happened. The links have been posted, so they've been put into the necessary channels. I just don't know what's going on. Zach Dahl, he keeps on pushing. And he has 7th place just in front of him. So if we watch from Zach Dahl's perspective, let's see what we can actually do in the way of applying pressure on the Lamborghini. So we're just coming round here, fast left-hander, plant the car, foot down. If your car's set up right, you can actually just coast into that second corner, put the foot down, and it should just stick. And then at the hairpin, shift quickly so that you can catch that exit. Get to the bottom of the hill, tuck in nicely to the apex, over that curb, perfect, and then you take a nice wide entry, cut across, and use the run off on the left hand side, the exit, and then come into the corner of death, cheetah, second last corner leading into the last corner. You can take that corner faster, you've got to have a good set of cojones on you, so it's always best just to do what Zach Dahl did there. Take it easy, don't push it, because if you touch that curb, even squiff that curb, you're in trouble. But he's applying this pressure now on Casciaro. He's trying to get him the braking zones, but I think Casciaro's done the same. Late brake, late apex, early acceleration, and coming up into the barbecue. Hammer down. He's run slightly wide there, but I don't think the Porsche's got enough to catch him here. But this corner's quite detrimental. I usually drop a gear to third there so that you can get the foot down. Points the nose in and then for a wee split second and then you put the foot down and you go from there. This is a very, very close race indeed. It's good to see from a different perspective. The helicam view is going to show us a little bit better. So we've followed these two for this full lap and nothing has separated them. We're talking 3/10, it's the closest battle that's happening on track just now. We do have another wee kind of battle happening here as well, which I'm going to have a look at. I've just heard a wee ping, which is the noise of someone coming into my chat room.
Good evening, or is it afternoon still?
It's we're now at 7:30.
Evening, I'd say.
So it's evening. Yes.
How's things going?
Fantastic. I've actually just been watching Zach Dahl and Casciaro, 7th and 8th place. The two of them have literally just been 3/10 for an entire lap. Zach Dahl applying so much pressure on the only Lambo that's on track, and now the two of them have literally just pitted at the exact same time. So who's on manual, who's not, who's on automatic.
Is there going to be a change in driver as well?
So this is what I've got my eye on here. So Zach Dahl himself, there's actually quite a very, very close battle happening between Morscan and Young. These guys are just coming up onto turn 1. Oh, and we've got side by side. absolutely fantastic driving, and it looks like Young has got the inside line, then at the outside. Can he brake later? He does, and that's a very, very, very good overtake that took the best part of 3 corners to complete.
Zach Dell's come out of the pits about 3 or 4 seconds behind.
Oh, yep, so seconds and not tenths.
Yeah, seconds.
Oh, right. So, is it Zach Dahl?
No, Benjamin Eck's now in the car.
Eck. And yeah, you're correct. There must have been some damage, or I think you'll find that Fidel's on manual and X on automatic.
I'd imagine that Eck could be on.
Well, you'd imagine Zach Dahl would have been on manual as well.
Yeah, unless they had a problem maybe he didn't hit the pit box. Maybe they had an issue starting the car.
They're big and ugly enough, so there we go. We're up to 9 watches as well now, so I think we're back down to 8. I think you coming in scared them away. But no, this is the first time that 2Beards1COMMS has been together since the late nights back about 6 months ago.
It is, mate, it is.
The late nights, they did kind of pan out quite well, and then all of a sudden numbers started dropping, and
yeah,
we weren't willing to do comms for grids of like 3 and 4 and 5 cars. So
no,
but we'll do comms for a grid of 39.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, just so you're aware, Chris, our pit times have all been screwed up.
so what's happened?
I had to pit 30 minutes early. Well, 27 minutes early it was.
I seen that you're kind of out of sync. So what's?
I hit the wall. Then I went into the pits, but because my steering was nearly upside down, I was trying to get the pit strategy set ready for Chica getting in the car. Did that, but in the process of doing that, I must have knocked off the repair damage.
Oh.
So Chica sets off and drives straight into the pit wall because the car turns right on him.
Oh, you're joking.
And he's like, "What's up with the steering?"
I
And
knew,
I'm like,
I knew you were
"Oh,
going to come in and explain what happened, because when I'd seen that you had went in, I then went back to see what was going on, and then Ian Checker was back in the pits. I'm like, oh, huh? What's going on? So
I knocked the repair damage button off.
oh goodness, that's a shame, to be fair. But as you've just been explaining what's happened there, we've got some new fresh meat out on track, and they've actually just done the fastest lap. I actually don't know what the lap is, I just know that we've done a fastest lap, and it's Baggersgard, and he's in an Aston Martin.
Yeah, he took
place.
he took the fastest lap on the last stint he did.
Oh right, okay. So stint wise then, that's Ian back in the car, and he's now going to do 2 hours.
Oh, James Williams is limping round as well, or is he just letting the lead pack through?
He is.
Oh, I think he's got damage. Yeah, I think he's heading to the pits.
Oh no, that's not good. I think with
No,
James, he's been.
I believe they had a disconnect earlier as well, didn't they?
They did, right at the start of the race. It's actually had that bad of an effect on them. What's going on here? James has just stopped. I think he was maybe taking his driver swap off.
Probably doing what I should have done. And this is how it should be done.
Yes. So things have unfolded quite well. It's been a very, very interesting race to watch and to comment on. There's another. Oh, Fidel has actually got a 10-second penalty. And I wonder why that is.
10 seconds got to be for contact or something like that.
Oh, me? I wonder if that's been contact on James. No, because they would have had
Too sure.
Unless there's a live stewarding back up and run.
No, it's not. It's still tickets. Well, while you're doing that, Chris, I'll go round and see what happened to James. Let's have a look at Mr. Williams. Where is he?
And we have a drive-through for Mr. Cooper. who's currently in 23rd place. That drive-through is track limits. He's been pushing it so hard, and I think he's went and run off at the exit to the last turn. So you know that little bit where you're on the run-off at the right-hand side?
Yeah.
If you're even, you called it earlier on, a pixel off.
Yeah.
I think you said something quite funny earlier on when I was doing that. I was about a pixel away from being out of bounds.
Yeah, you're about half a pixel from being out of track limits.
Fantastic.
I'm trying to see what happens to the Mercedes at Williams.
There we go, we've had two cars contact each other there, and that's been the Aston Martin of Cooper has just been taken out by the Aston Martin of, who was it? Is it Crofts? No.
Oh, Williams loses it all on his own.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, do you know the run down the hill from the hairpin? I can't remember what the name of the corner's called. He's just touched the curb at the bottom, so the left-hander, which unsettled the car and sent him careering off into the wall, unfortunately.
Oops. And that was Madsen that's just touched the Aston Martin of, who was it?
Bullinson.
Cooper. So they're going up into barbecue, and now Cooper's wanting to do his drive-through. But as they're coming into barbecue, both Aston Martins contacted each other. So I think what's happened is Cooper was moving out the way, but instead of just letting the move kind of transcend onto the straight that's right after barbecue, I think we had a little bit of maybe some impatience. From Madsen, and he's managed to push him off track. They hit the side, the back end of him, the two of them span, and then he's went and took place. But it was a back marker, so Cooper had to get out the road. Well, didn't have to. It's a suggestion. When you're being blue flagged on the straight, move off the racing line, allow the faster car to come past you, or the front runner to come past you, sorry. But talking about the stints, so it looks like Ian's going to be doing like his 2-hour stint now.
Yes. Might end up with a 30-minute dash at the end.
Right, okay, that's cool. But it looks like we've only got another half an hour before Chromedix kind of relieves us, as he's going to be doing the comms in the last 3 hours to take us home.
He is.
That'll give me a chance to quickly go and grab a small nibble and get myself composed, and then back in the car and take a heart attack. Hopefully not come in last. I know I jokingly says and finish last, but I don't think we will finish last.
Well, looking at the times, we are where are we? We're 8 laps down from the leader. Last position is 11 laps down.
12 now. 11.
So I'm hoping
10.
we can sort of stay in and around that position we're in now.
I think so I can be consistent. Checker can be consistent. You can be consistent. But every time I went to you, every time it was the comms cuts, every time I touched on our team name, I kept on seeing you hitting the wall just after barbecue. What kept happening?
I hit the wall once in my first stint, and then once in the second stint I've just done.
My goodness. Nobody near you, just on the accelerator too quick?
Yeah, it was just complete self-inflicted pain. The incident in barbecue, the first half of the barbecue, just turned in that little bit too early, took a little bit too much curb, just unsettled the rear of the car.
Yeah, it tends to magnetise you into the wall at the left hand side, that
and then on the exit of the run up to the quick right hander in sector 1, I just dropped a wheel on the gravel on the exit as I put my foot on the throttle. Yeah, I just got easing the throttle and I just got to full throttle and a wheel dropped off the curb.
Ouch.
Which, as you know, in the Porsche, lit the rears up and put me in the wall.
That's no idea.
But I didn't just glance the wall, I hit the wall head on both times.
I seen it. As soon as I clicked on you, your car was just going sideways, bang, wall.
So it's your fault then.
So Brizzle's on saying, "Oh, hello Woody," and then he's put Woody in the wall, in the wall.
Yes, Woody's been in the wall twice.
So Fidel's still not took that only Lamborghini that's out on track into the pits to get rid of that 10-second penalty.
We've currently got a battle building up for P18, Chris.
Ooh.
6 tenths back at the minute.
Right.
Just dropped to 9 now. Yeah.
But that's...
Two closest cars on track. Oh no, tell a lie.
Eck is...
He's taken yeah.
Place.
I just spotted it go to like half a tenth. Christoph's right behind Fidel. Battle for P7.
So he's behind him, however, it's just correcting itself now.
Yeah, there's a bit, they've got to wait till they cross the sector line, haven't they? For the Delta to update. So if Fidel is quicker than Christoph is quicker than Fidel, would you let him go? Considering you've got a 10-second penalty.
Well,
or would you hold on to that?
You don't need to, right? You really don't.
No, I know.
Anything can happen.
Yep.
So if your mindset is, no, I'm just going to keep going, I'm going to plod along. He's actually just come to take over Ian here. But you decide to go and plod along, and then Christoph behind you has a contact with, say, Ian here trying to get by, or it gets held up like that.
Chico,
Chico without the road. But anything can happen, and then they can get a 10-second penalty. So
true.
Holding your place on track.
Yep.
Because if it's part of your stint that you're actually not going to be going anywhere near the pits for say 20 minutes, 30 minutes, there's no point in yielding that position. Just keep fighting for it.
Yeah.
However, if it was a kind of short race and it was like one of these where it was 2 pit stops and you'd done one of your pit stops, you still hadn't pitted, but they had pitted once. Yes, I personally would yield, because there's no point in holding him up, because I'm going to be in the pits for about 60-65 seconds depending on what pit straight I'm on.
Yes.
So I think if you find that 10 seconds penalty shouldn't really have an impact, and that's what she's done. Fidel's actually, I was talking about him earlier on, so we're kind of watching how stable he's actually got the car. It's an extremely difficult car to stabilise anyway. To start
the Lamborghini's supposed to be very, very good round here.
Well,
or was it the Audi?
No, the Porsche and the Audi are very good round here, right? And you'll find that Crazy's showed us what an Audi's capable of round here on PlayStation before he decided onto PC. He still holds the record on here in the Audi, if I'm not mistaken, when I looked on the spreadsheet the other night when I was trying to update times. I think I can remember seeing his name there. But the Audi, that's back when I used to drive the Bentley, and in that exact race was the first time I actually was able to keep up with Crazy's.
Yes.
He was in the Audi, I was in the Bentley, and I was keeping up with him, and it was a fantastic race, probably about 7 or 8 laps, but you know me and my inconsistency when I first started the game.
Yeah.
You see what I said there when I first started the game? The consistency's there.
Way back when.
My pace isn't. And my pace, it's just... Not compared to some of these guys in here, my pace is non-existent. But I was saying how close the grid was on quali. So the qualifying was the 41 cars that started on grid were split by only 3.3 seconds.
Yes.
The top 18 were within 1 second. The top 26 were within 1.5 seconds. So it was very, very, very tight.
Yeah.
It was so good to be part of.
Well, I'm just looking at
on how really, really well your stint was.
My first stint, yeah.
The first stint was just something to be desired. It was,
well, this will give you an idea, Chris, of the Formula Racing League lap record. Is a 140.832.
So that's been smashed tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if the website goes off the one-off endurance races though, does it?
Well, any quali session.
Team event. It's a team event, isn't it?
I think it's still any quali session. So
I'm not sure. I'd have to double check that before I say he's gonna replace that time. But I just looked on to see the comparison in the quali laps for this race and what our series lap record is, should we call it? Was Marco Keddy at 140.8. And the quali
a
39.9.
Oh. Now Christoph has just whacked the curb on exit there in his Honda, and I think any other normal person, human being, they would have completely lost it, spun out, smashed the wall. He just kept driving as if nothing was wrong. Dipolito has dropped to 10th, so Dipolito is still chasing down Eck. He's only 8 seconds behind him. But Dipolito is running alongside Keddy this evening in that Porsche. But Velazzi, hands down, this team, the Pit Talk team, every time they take part in anything that is endurance like, they're always there or thereabouts, and 196 laps have unfolded so far, and we are looking probably at the event winner here, unless something crazy happens. Is
still 3 hours 20 to go though.
Yep.
We could have a wheel malfunction, a disconnect.
True. Yep, you are completely 100% correct on that.
It's not over till they cross the line with the checkered flag waving, is it really?
It's not over till the fat lady sings, as they say. Now, I seen earlier on that Chromedix himself was perhaps having slight issues. I'm not sure if you're perhaps able to maybe go and message him, see
I'll do it now.
Where we stand, what's happening, whilst I go through what's happening here. So we'll go from the back of the pack this time. Wajaja, he's currently bringing up the rear in 39th place, so it's still good to see that we've got 39 drivers, 39 teams still on track. As far as I'm aware, there's only one team. I was talking to Ryan earlier, there's only one team that are doing this, one driver.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Which team's that?
I don't know, we need to find out if maybe they did do that, or if they've maybe just decided to actually get a teammate so that they can do stints.
Yeah, no, there's no single driver teams.
Right. Jay Williams. According to what?
According to the timetable, sorry. I thought you were going to say something about James Williams then.
Aye, James is in 38th. We've got some fresh meat on track. Ads Gear, he's in 37th, running in one of the 12 Porsches that are on track tonight. I think it's the car of choice. We've got Tsang in the Ferrari, there's only 2 of them on track tonight. He's in 36th place. Gobato in one of 5 Hondas in 35. He's running the Italian, the ITJ mob. There's 2 of them on track tonight. Cheika's in 34th place, so he's holding nice and strong. He's got race leader behind him, right enough. So race leader's giving him a wee flash. What Ian's like, wee flash flashing. They're going to need to pass and do it cleanly, but Ian's moved over to allow him through. It's good, nice and clean, good exit. Down the hill.
He'll get the toe of the Audi down the hill.
what I tend to do is I tend to give the car a wee flashback, so if they flash me, they get a flashback.
Yeah, it can be deemed one of two ways, that though, and I know why you do it. It's a sort of to say, thanks for being patient, I've let you through, but it can also be deemed as, why is he flashing at me? But
I also do it that if someone's flashing me, they get a flashback, so if they're good enough to do it to me, it's good enough to give it back. It doesn't cause anything at all, it's just they can take it as they wish. It is a gesture of, there we go,
goodwill.
I gave you your place.
Yeah.
But it looks like Cheika, again, he's having to move aside. It gets to that stage in the race, we're 6 hours, nearly 6 hours in, and blue flags are all over the place, so everyone's yielding for everyone. And this is where your clean driver skills start coming into play.
Yes.
You'll probably see a lot more tickets appearing in that sense.
Yes.
We've got Dalgard in 33rd place. He's in the Audi 365, currently 9 laps behind the race leader. We've then got Jay Clark in one of the mini Porsches in 32nd. 31st is occupied by Morgan.
I think Ferrari and Dippolito are having a bit of a ding dong. Oh no, why has it all changed? No, sorry, Dippolito and Eck.
Dippolito and Eck, the 2 Porsches. I think you are correct. Indeed, so if we go into Dippolito's view,
should be a nice view of the rear end of X Porsche.
Porsches all over the place now. We've got Ian just ahead of him.
I hope he gets out of the way and doesn't get caught up with his battle.
Yeah, he's just, I think with Ian, his pace is really good, but I think like any driver, once you start seeing blue flags, you don't push as hard because you know at one point you're going to have to move out the road.
Yeah, I think with endurance races as well, especially when you're running in the position that Ian's in at the minute, you tend to be looking in your mirrors quite a little bit. So he's give Eck enough room there on turn 1, and he's
that's Dippolito trying to get past on a section of the track that actually you should really, it's a wide section.
He probably should have just waited.
But it's blue flags are a part of racing.
I don't think Cheika was happy with that.
No, they wouldn't have been. I think maybe we need to go back and if there's a live stewarding.
No, there's not. It's still tickets.
Right. Cool.
I don't think there's enough in it to raise the tickets, to be fair.
You're not supposed to say that live on air.
No, yeah.
Everything's ticketable.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So maybe if you quickly bounce over into the chat and just tell Ian.
Yeah. I'll go and ask him the question. I'll be back in a minute.
Just make sure he's okay. Cool. But where was I? I was looking at. We got to 30th place, which is now occupied by Clement, and one of the very few Beamers that are on track. Then we've got Curtin in 29th place, Laurent in 28th, coming up the home straight. P10 27th place, just at the end of the home straight, just on the way. Zineviv in 26th place, with Crozier in 25th, just coming up the home straight. My wee Jan Barth. He's in 24th place, so he's doing his team proud, he's going to sit table. Fernandez 23rd with Baggersgarden 22nd, still holding on that fastest lap. I wonder if that's the gap, a kind of 40s with this particular fuel board, if that's the gap in the 40s or 41, that's it. In 21st place we've got Van Collenberg. I've not seen that name yet, so that's some fresh meat back on track. Wee driver swaps taking us to that driver on track, car number 369. And then we've got P. Ferreira in 20th. Now we're getting into the kind of business end of the standings. So 19th place is in Paso with Geschwantner in 18th, Viali in 17th place, Morev in 16th with 15th, sorry, Duker just changed positions. Ket in 14th place. Matthias, who's in the pits just now. I wonder if that's a driver swap or... Nope, that looks like damage repair. So he's his window doesn't look that healthy at all in the slightest. And then we've got Norscan in 12th, with Young in 11th, and we're now getting into the alien end of the standings. So 10th, we've got Dipolito, closely following behind Ben Eck. Dipolito himself is getting a wee flash in the car behind there, as there's these guys are battling it out. So after just coming up on 6 hours, they're still this close behind each other. It's absolutely phenomenal. We've got Christoph in 8th and Fideli in 7th. Fideli's still got that 10-second. He's pulled away from Christoph, but not enough. I think that's what he's maybe been trying. We've got Beckman in 6th place and Mads in 5th. Valence, Mads, Manorm and Velazzi all finishing off the top 4. Velazzi still holding strong in 1st place, and I don't think he's going to be hindered at all in any way. We've got 13 people watching the stream so far as well. Thanks guys for sticking with us. We do have just over 3 hours left to go, and the grid is still stacked. People are still battling all over the place. We've got blue flags, we've got yellow flags, we've got white flags, and we've got Woody over console and checker, after what's just been spotted live on the stream regarding contact. So let's see what kind of battles we've got unfolding now. So for position, I think the closest battle is Dipolito and Eck. It keeps on fluctuating between sort of 3/10ths and 9/10ths, so it's coming and going. And then we've got Gershwantner as well, just about a second behind Viali. Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. I've heard back from Chromedix and he's good to go at 8 o'clock.
Fantastic. So is he going to come into this channel very quickly?
I'm assuming he will do as he takes over, yes.
So I'll just give him a little handover.
Well, yeah, like I say, I'm not sure when he's going to arrive.
But we've just done a full drop down, a full breakdown from 39th to 1st. Our top 5 haven't really changed much. It's between 6th and 10th it's kind of been doing so. Dipolito's now closed that gap on Eck by 2/10ths.
Right, okay.
it's maybe catching them in the braking. You know what it's like.
Yeah, you've either got it or you haven't.
Oh, do you know what? Thanks. Is that a dig at me?
I wasn't.
Yeah, either you've got it or you just don't, Chris. Right?
The big thing is you've either got a load cell or you haven't.
Yeah.
Makes a massive difference.
It does, because I would say I'm probably similarly paced to most guys. It's just the braking. That's every single time there's cars behind me, they're managing to brake like 75 metres after I do. So I think that's definitely what everyone needs to look at. A regulatable load cell pedal set that's compatible with the platforms that you're driving on. So right now, if I'm going to be doing anything like that, any kind of upgrades, any sort of pedal set that I would use would need to be compatible with a G29 wheel and could be used between PC and PlayStation without any qualms. And I think that's a big ask, is it not?
As far as I'm aware, you can use the G29 wheel with the Fanatec pedals on console.
So this is what Checker's done, is it? So has Checker got...
Yeah. Ian Thompson's got the Fanatec pedals with the G29 wheel still.
Right.
I had the G29 wheel with the Moza SRP pedals.
Oh, right.
And then obviously I got the direct drive.
Oh, look at you, so you did. I keep forgetting you've got a Moza wheel. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setup. So endless.
Just to give you an idea, Chris, of how that's affected my lap times around here, I've not driven on Kyalami since I got the load cell pedals. So it must be, what, 6 months?
And what was your time in practice today?
Well, my times when I had the G29 pedals and wheel was like a 44.8, I think the best was. And I did a 41.9 in free practice before the quality session.
So, where was that time tonight when we were trying to qualify, eh? Come on!
Well, my qualifying time, Chris, was a 42.2.
It was, you were just off of 41, I can remember.
Yeah.
But it was the, like I say, that was 2.3 seconds we were behind the leader.
Yeah.
And it put us in 34th place.
36th.
36th place on a grid of 41.
But that time there shows you the differences in my quickest lap times at Kyalami. The difference in having the load cell pedals and the direct drive wheel. I didn't think it would be that massive of a change, but it frightened me. I think the first race we did, when I got my load cells, I got the load cells the day before we did the race at Bathurst.
Well, that's right, one of the worst tracks to get new pedals on. Just before we start talking about that, we've actually got 3 really close battles happening on track right now. So Dippolito on X still, and then we've got Ket on Morev, and we also have Geschwantner on Viale. So we've got 3 battles to look for. Right now I'm on Ket, who's 7/10 behind Morev. If we look and see, he's actually just coming up out of turn 1. Depends on what Morev's exit's like. But Ket has got that corner nailed. Dippolito is still battling and pressurising Eck.
Yeah, the back marker got well out of the way of that one.
Good. Geschwantner, he's now again going through barbecue. He's nailed that. Viale just ahead of him has done the same, so there's 8/10 exactly behind them coming into the fast right-hander, and he's managed to get that quicker exit, so Geschwantner has closed that gap by half a tenth. It just goes to show you, 6 hours in.
Oh, Dippolito was right on the back of Eck, right on the back of him coming down the start-finish straight.
Excellent.
Oh, I think Eck must have got a better exit though, because they were nose to tail on the exit of the last corner.
and it's all down to two Porsches, who's got the better setup, and then who can brake later coming into turn 1.
Well, I think with these two levels of drivers, I think it's who's in a straight line, who's running less aero. If I'm honest with you.
True.
Because
True.
Dippolito and Eck are probably on par. And that sounds like we had someone joining us in the comms booth.
My goodness, I've nearly just fell off my chair. We've got a comment in the chat from Alan Brown saying, now get this, somebody record this. Oh no wait, we are recording it. I haven't even turned ACC on today at all.
Give over. It's still got 4 hours left yet though, there's plenty of time.
Who the hell are you and what have you done with Brizzle?
Good evening.
These are some...
Good evening, Chromedix.
Oh, hey, how you doing, son?
Another question, please.
Are you okay?
After what happened earlier, I'm sad,
Oh no.
frustrated, more than anything.
Oh, so
What
Chromedix.
position were you in?
We went from 9th to 11th, someone crashed into us. 23rd, we recovered in a single hour 10 positions, and then the game crashed.
Oh no.
Yes, I was just about to say, why don't you tell the viewers what happened? But you've just gave us a nice little breakdown and synopsis. Sounds like there was a bit of mishaps, some bangs, some door slaps, and then a disconnection just to top it off.
To be honest, the banks and everything is just normal administration at this point.
Oh, that's a
Because
disaster.
we
So
are
sorry
used
to hear
we are used to get up to left and right.
Right.
But I'll be honest, it's one of those things that you can't really do anything about. It just
You
happens.
That's it. It happens. It does, and it's in the sim racing world. A disconnection is pretty much you put it down to an engine issue. So it's kind of on par with that. So
but
in
basically,
real life,
a game crashing is literally like
an engine failure. So your
engine
engine will fail, you're out the race. A disconnection, you're not necessarily out the race, but when you come back in, you're too far back. So me personally, I would just get back in and keep going, even if I was running at the back.
Not when when you're running for a podium, you don't have the.
No. So just to give you
a
wee breakdown where we are. I've went through the entire grid with the punters on the stream, and we've got 3 very close battles unfolding as we speak. So right now, Dippolito is only 4/10 behind Eck, so there's a battle there for 9th. Then we have Gishwantner and Viali battling each other, 7/10 between them for position 14. And then the closest battle right now is Carolia, who's just behind Passot by less than a 10th. I think it's a wee bit more now, so that they're battling for 17th. Everything else seems quite spread out, and we've got a drive-through and a stop and go at the back of the grid.
I was following a bit. I was eating until now, so basically I kind of followed everything, not fully in as I would have done if I was in the race.
You'll get in and you'll do your own thing, but I just wanted to give you a wee handover. And now you let me know when you're ready to start your stream, and I'll stop mine just before.
No, the stream is already on.
Your stream's on?
Yep, your stream is already on.
Right, okay, so that just leaves for me then to... I'm opening up the wrong thing here, sorry. That's a goodbye then from myself. And Woody, are you still with us?
I am still with you.
It's 2Beards1COMMS. Oh,